Hey, what's going on, Patriots? I know it's been a long time. I probably haven't posted a video in probably 2, 3 years. I know I've been slacking, been trying to get better about my social media habits and all that. What have I been up to? Been busy running my business, doing jujitsu, having kids, living life. But today's video, I keep talking about, I want to do some firearms comparisons and stuff. So real quick, I'm going to talk about the Glock 48 and the SIG 365 XL. Both of these are unloaded and clear. I'm comparing these two firearms because they're pretty comparable in size, okay? Obviously I've got a light on this one, but they're both single stack 9mm firearms. Pretty comparable firearms. The 365 XL is just a little bit shorter if you look at it, okay? And obviously these are just a little bit bigger than their fellow guns or brothers or whatever you want to call it. Like this would be comparable to the 43X or the 43. This would be comparable to the regular 365. I don't like the non-extra long versions of any of those variants. They're just too small, too micro for me. I have to have just a little bit bigger barrel, a little bit bigger grip to be effective for me. But anyways, I wanted to compare these two. Now, mind you, the Glock 48, this is not the stock trigger. It is an Apex trigger, and it's got Trijicon night sights. Those do not come stock. Now, however, on a SIG 365 XL, it comes stock with a flat trigger, which is a game changer to me, all right? And it's got a nice trigger. The factory trigger from Glock is shit. The factory trigger on the 365 XL is great, okay? So right there, if you're comparing for best bang for your buck, out of the box, trigger-wise, 365 XL is the route to go. Comes with a better trigger. Don't have to upgrade the trigger. Factory trigger is fine. The Glock, you have to upgrade the trigger. So that's Apex trigger. You're looking at roughly, I think, $100, $150, somewhere in that range. I can't remember. So there's that, right? Now let's talk about the sights. Trijicon night sights, right? This gun doesn't come with that. It comes with the regular shitty plastic Glock sights that all Glocks come with. So to upgrade those, you're looking at another $100 to $150. Again, can't remember. Out of the box, SIG 365 XL night sights, okay? So when you're comparing the two, as far as sights, the SIG wins again, okay? And I don't want to sound biased towards SIG. I've always been a Glock guy. This is the very first SIG handgun I've ever owned. I have shot SIGs before, trained with them before, carried them in a duty capacity, but personal ownership, this is the first one. I own other SIGs now, of course. Wasn't a fan of their hammer-fired guns. Big fan of their striker-fired guns. Still Glock guy, still have all my Glocks. But just, again, comparing these two out of the box, how they come, what's the better bang for your buck, okay? So, had to upgrade the trigger on this, upgrade the sights. The other thing that I noticed with this gun, I shot it 3, 5, 7, 10, 15, 20, and 25. Out of the box on a bullseye target, 25 yards, SIG 365 XL hit dead center. Dead center. Now with the Glock, with the original factory sights, it was hitting pretty far left. And I checked the how centered the rear sight was, and it was pretty centered, so I had to drift the sights. So I've noticed that with Glocks, a lot of times you have to zero the sights and drift them. So regardless, those sights got replaced. Put this on. Again, had to take it out 25 yards and zero it and drift the sights. 365 XL, don't have to do that with. Now, next, let's talk about magazine capacity. Right out of the box, the 365 XL comes with a 12-round magazine. And this is a single stack gun. And you look, the grip is even a little bit shorter than the Glock 48. Well, I can't really show you that way. But it's a little bit shorter than the Glock 48 grip. And it still manages to hold 12 rounds. Glock, nah, we don't give a shit. We're going to give you 10. Because we're Glock and we can do that and people still buy our shit, right? So, again, best bang for your buck, out of the box, SIG wins, okay? Glock, however their technology works, for whatever reason, they couldn't get more than 10 rounds to a magazine on a single stack. So, you know, you would think they would try to make something like what SIG did. So SIG said, okay, we got people that want 15 rounds. So they made, yes, I know there's a bullet in there. I'm not going to actually load the firearm. I'm going to place the magazine in there. You can see they made a 15-round magazine, which is even better to me because it made it extended, right? So you've got more of a grip purchase. Did Glock do that? No. However, another company called Shield Arms did come out with a 15-round magazine for the Glock 48 and 43X. They're metal, they're not polymer, but they do work. They run fine in the gun. The only thing I've noticed is that right there, right? You go to do slide lock reloads or speed reloads, it's very hard to get it out. Now that's with a full magazine. When it goes empty, it really doesn't fall. So I've found you've got to kind of maybe try to... I've heard people putting Vaseline on their magazines. I don't like that idea, but what I have found is when I go to do my reload and I've got my new magazine and I'm here like this, I just got to come up and strip it out, right? And then go back to the next one. But good thing is at least there's an option for an extended magazine for the Glock. Unfortunately, it wasn't Glock that made it, but the SIG has their own 15-round magazine, so not bad. Overall, and again, I'm not here to bash the Glock. I was raised on Glock when it comes to my handgun training, but they screwed the pooch with this one, along with the 43X. And for me, the SIG 365 XL wins. It's more accurate, comes out of the box with a better, smoother, crisper, nicer trigger that's flat. And it comes with night sights, okay? And just the way it feels in your hand feels better. You know, everybody's always said Glocks always have that weird deal where you kind of have to camp the gun. I've always been used to it. Switching to other guns, I kind of see what people are talking about. Not a big deal. I'll still carry and shoot a Glock. But if you're comparing a good concealed, you know, smaller gun, a single stack gun, and you're back and forth between the Glock 48 or the 43X and the SIG 365 or 365 XL, I'd say go with the SIG, okay? Better bang for your buck, if you ask me. The light, if you're wanting to know about the light, that is the Streamlight TLR7 Sub. It's made specifically to fit on the 365s and 365 XLs. And then I believe they have a variant for the Glock 48 that somehow attaches on here. I think. I could be wrong, but holster-wise, very picky about holsters. My favorite go-to brands are Tier 1 concealed, and that's what I got for the Glock 48. And then T-Rex Arms, which is very similar to the Tier 1 concealed, is what I got for the SIG. And specifically, honestly, I did look at Tier 1 concealment, but they did not offer it for the SIG with the light. I could get it with the SIG without the light, but I think it's because the light is so new. But T-Rex Arms, man, they were on it, and they were already punching them out. One of the other reasons why I like the T-Rex Arms is you can actually remove the magazine side if you wanted to, and you pop this pin out here. There's a pin right there, and you can do like a tourniquet. You can do, I think maybe handcuffs was one. I don't remember, but there's other options you can do. You can have the side hack as a tourniquet holder and some other stuff. I just thought that was pretty neat. It was different, right? Different than what, you know, you see. Tier 1 concealment's kind of the standard for this holster, but there's other companies just basically doing the same thing, copying them. T-Rex Arms has got their own version that they do, and I think it's cool, it's innovative, and I like it. But regardless, we weren't comparing holsters, just showing you holster options if you get those guns. But hands down, SIG wins. That's what I want to show you. Oh, and as far as the color on this is not the factory color. This is coated. It's not actually Cerakote. It's a coating called Tackco. And it's a specific new coating that I like. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to have kind of like a dark tone color. You know, when I bought this 48, the slide was that silver color, and I believe the bottom was black, or maybe it was gray. I can't remember. But I wanted to do more of a darker tone all around, but not solid black. So it's kind of like I don't know what you call it. It's like a gray, black, in-between mix. But anyways, the coating is better than Cerakote. It's called Tackco. And the concept behind it is when this if it gets wet, it gets grippier, okay? That way, if you get sweaty hands, blood on your hands, whatever, the gun's not sliding around in your hand, and it tends to last longer in Cerakote. Obviously, I've got some wear, but that's because I use really good holsters, and I practice a lot coming in and out of the holsters. But that's called Tackco. Go look them up on Instagram, Facebook, all that. I've got some other guns coated in their stuff too. Really good stuff. The SIG is just the factory black. We'll probably leave it that way, like it. Got the 48 coated because I wanted to have something different than the factory colors. But anyways, that's all I got on the two guns. Hopefully I can have my stuff together and be back on YouTube, putting out some content, maybe some training stuff. I don't know, we'll see. Won't make no promises. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'm out.